Hi, I'm Wendy. I'm a nurse here in Australia, and we've got some pretty good sayings like she'll be rice, she'll be apples, no working furries. You guys can work out what that means. Calm the farms, no problems. And they all mean don't worry and don't panic. So in a country of people where we go around telling people not to worry, panic shopping has emptied every supermarket in the country of toilet paper, to the point where one of our largest manufacturers, Kimberly-Clark, has set up 24-hour manufacturing to keep up with the demand. And our largest supermarket chains are now limiting the amount of packets of toilet paper that you can buy. But as much as I say don't panic, we've all seen the images out of China, and now similar images are coming out of Iran. Now, I don't understand why there's a need for toilet paper, but I do understand why, and it's because people are afraid. And I have to admit, I'm actually one of them. This is a new virus, and no one has built any sort of immunity to it. With existing viruses, we have herd immunity either by previous exposure to the virus or through vaccination. So in that way, fewer people get infected, and then those fewer infected people can pass it on to even fewer people. But because this is a newer virus, everybody is at risk, and everybody has the capability of passing it on. I get particularly upset when it's explained that the death rate is quite low. It's not low if you're over 60, and it's not even on the radar if you're over 80. I want to protect my clients. I want to protect my mum. And I'm scared that I might not be able to. I spoke with one of the girls at the local supermarket, and her comments resounded with me so profoundly. She said that she had to work. She's got no choice. And she works in retail with triple the amount of people coming in every day. And that she's just going to have to deal with it if and when she needs to. We talked about people who can't stock a month's worth of food because they live week to week. And this is true for a good proportion of our population. Many people are renting and will have to pay rent. They've got other bills that they're going to have to pay. And then we have the scaremongers making outlandish statements that this is a virus that impacts like the flu, that not too many people are going to die, don't worry about it, just wash your hands and you'll be right. Now, unlike the flu that attacks the upper respiratory tract, this particular virus likes the ACE2 receptors, and they are in our lungs. And this is where it causes a lower respiratory tract infection and pneumonia. In Australia, we have 5 million people over the age of 60, and 1 million of those are aged over the age of 80. We also have another 3 million people who have asthma. I think it's okay to be frightened. So when the World Health Organization says that you need to prepare,
this is a reality check for every government on the planet. Wake up, get ready. This virus may be on its way and you need to be ready. You have a duty to your citizens, you have a duty to the world to be ready.
Then countries around the world should prepare, and I feel very fortunate to live in Australia because that's exactly what Australia did. They started preparing for a pandemic.
So while the WHO is yet to declare the nature of the coronavirus and its move towards a pandemic phase. We believe that the risk of a global pandemic is very much upon us, and as a result, as a government, we need to take the steps necessary to prepare for such a pandemic.
And so we have funding, we've closed borders, we've set up respiratory clinics outside of hospitals, we have contact tracing, we have millions of test kits ready to go. Now, there are some countries around the world, unfortunately, who've been a bit slow on the uptake, and you can see by the numbers that they're exploding. Their numbers of cases are just going up. That's not the case in Australia. We're getting little pockets of cases where they're clamping down on them really quickly. Now, even so, our Chief Medical Officer, Brendan Murphy, is saying that we are likely to see widespread community infection. And so this is where we need to prepare. So not only is the government preparing, but us as households, we need to prepare as well. And how do we do it without the panic and without the fear? So how do we turn our fears into something that's going to be practical help? Firstly, there's the health side. The more concentrated the virus is around your mouth, your nose and your eyes, the more likely you are to contract it. So to keep as many virus particles away from your face is actually pretty easy. Wash your hands. Do it for as long as it takes you to sing happy birthday twice. And don't put snot on everything. Use a tissue or the crook of your arm and then wash your hands or sanitize your hands. Now go and have a look where your toothbrush is. Is it in the ensuite in the same room as your bathroom? Go and put it in a container that has a lid. And don't touch your face. Your hands might just have the coronavirus on them. And in fact, pretend like they do. Pretend like your hands have the coronavirus on them. And we need to get out of the habit of shaking hands and kissing and hugging our friends. Do a bit of an elbow bump. Do a foot tap. Make something really novel out of it, but don't touch them. Do not touch another person with your hands. And get plenty of sleep. I stressed this in my last video on coronavirus, or COVID-19 or SARS-CoV-2, whatever you want to call it. Get plenty of sleep. Your immune system is recharged if you have adequate sleep. If you are short on sleep, your immune system is really going to struggle. And yes, there might be a period of time where you are required to stay at home. So that might be if they say, don't go to work. That might be if they shut down an area of where you live. That might be if you catch it yourself and you are quarantined for 14 days or until the illness has run its course. But Australia has also put in measures that if you are stuck at home without being able to get your groceries, there are ways and means in which you can do that. You can do an online order through most of the major supermarket chains. And the government has started a program where if you are stuck at home without food, without the means to be able to order it online, then you can still get groceries into your home. Now, the first set of symptoms that people are presenting with is a dry cough. If you're coughing up phlegm, it is unlikely to be coronavirus, particularly if it's green. I know that's gross. Have a look at it. If it's green, it's likely to be a bacterial infection. You'll also likely get in the very first stages a fever. So if you have a dry cough and a fever, I want you to ring, now this is the Australian number, 1-800 020 080. Now, if you can't remember the number, I either want you to ring your local doctor's office and I want you to tell them of your concerns and they will give you advice. The other alternative is that you can ring 000. Now that's 911 in America and 111 in the UK. And you will know what your emergency number is. I want you to tell them of your concerns, and I want you to follow their advice. And you know what? There's actually nothing else that we can do. We can prepare as best we can, and we'll either get it or we won't. But you know, as fast as this virus is coming, it will also go. So I want you to be kind to yourself, and I want you to be kind to others. And please don't worry yourself into a panic. You will only suffer twice. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you're going to be okay with this coronavirus. Please put in the comments. I respond to all the comments, even if you're just a bit worried. So please hit subscribe. My aim this year is to reach 1,000 subscribers so that this channel can start earning its keep. And I will see you in the next video. So thanks so much for watching.